What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. But in this one, we got some transfer portal updates here. On the Notre Dame offensive line, it transfers Pat Coogan and Rocco Spindler, as the Wolverines are set to get Pat Coogan on campus for a visit this weekend, but also trying to get Rocco Spindler on campus for a visit. We give the latest on both of them. Also go over Michigan responding to the NCAA's NOA, as their long 137-page document clearly states Michigan will be fighting against the NCAA, as the university refutes many of the alleged rules violations and accuses the NCAA of grossly overreaching and wildly overcharging the program without credible evidence. We go over all that, what we know about it all in this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so to start this video, I wanted to give an update on Michigan's two portal targets currently. Those are the Notre Dame offensive lineman Pat Coogan and also Rocco Spindler. Now let's first start with Pat Coogan, who is a center, played center for Notre Dame, but also can play guard. He has experience at both positions. According to On3's Pete Nakos, he was set to visit Ole Miss on Wednesday, but according to E.J. Holland of the Wolverines, he is no longer visiting Ole Miss this week and now appears to be down to just Indiana and Michigan, as both of them are set to get him on campus for a visit this weekend. He'll go to Indiana on Friday and Michigan over the weekend, according to Pete Nakos. So that is some big-time news for Michigan. 6'5", 310-pound offensive lineman out of Pat Coogan has 1 season of eligibility remaining. Now, both Michigan and Indiana started courses earlier this month, and registration deadlines are already up. So that means that he will not be able to participate in spring ball, but it is big time for Michigan to get him on campus for a visit. And Michigan does have Greg Crippen, who was the starter at center at the end of the year, but just having a guy like Coogan who can also play guard if needed is definitely big for Michigan. But an update on Rocco Spindler, who's also the Notre Dame offensive lineman, a 6'5", 331-pound offensive lineman from Clarkston, Michigan. We've talked about him before, and he could be taking a visit to Michigan. However, he is still on his visit with Nebraska. The only thing with Rocco Spindler is that he also wouldn't be able to go through spring ball at Michigan, but spring ball is on the table with other teams, including Nebraska, who did enter him in the student directory on the first day of his visit on Tuesday, which was the deadline, but he hasn't given an official commitment to Nebraska. Right now, it does appear that they could have a slight lead right now, but if he does remain uncommitted here, Michigan will certainly have a chance and a real shot to get him on campus, talk some NIL and all that. Nebraska is also willing to play with some NIL as well with Spindler, though. So Michigan may have a shot to get Rocco Spindler on campus for a visit, but that does remain to be seen, as we'll see if he officially shuts things down and commits to Nebraska. But if not, Michigan has a shot, and Michigan will also for sure be getting Pat Coogan on campus for a visit this weekend, as the Wolverines look to add an experienced veteran offensive lineman, which is much needed for Michigan, and both of them very much in play right now. So that's the latest on those two portal targets for the Wolverines. Then real quick here, do want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. We've talked about BetUS before. They have all the odds you need when it comes to sports and all that stuff, but did you guys know that BetUS also has a casino? So for everybody who likes that stuff, like slots or live casino dealers, take advantage of BetUS's amazing sign-up bonus, 200% sign-up bonus up to $5,000, or 250% for crypto sign-up bonus up to $5,000. So go ahead, check them out at betus.com and check their casinos out. And obviously, please gamble responsibly. But let's go ahead and continue here, and let's talk about Michigan's response to the NCAA and the NCAA's notice of allegations, as their response was very long. According to Yahoo Sports' Ross Dellinger, it was a 137-page document, a portion of which Yahoo Sports did obtain. Now, Dellinger said that in its response to the association sent earlier this month, the university refutes many of the alleged rules violations and accuses the NCAA of grossly overreaching and wildly overcharging the program without credible evidence. He said that Michigan makes it clear they will not enter into a negotiated resolution with the NCAA over the alleged wrongdoing, vigorously defending its former head coach, current head coach, several staff members, and even Stallions. And Michigan believes that the notice of allegations sent to the school in August makes numerous factually unsupported infractions, exaggerates aggravating factors, and ignores mitigating facts. Later said that the document details why many of the 11 allegations against the school, 6 of them deemed as level 1, are without merit or credible evidence, and that includes allegations against ex-head coach Jim Harbaugh and current head coach Sharon Moore. Also, one of the big things in here is current head coach Sharon Moore's deleted text with Stallions, and obviously that allegation is the one that stands as the most serious and impactful for the current state of the program. Now, in its response, Michigan and Moore acknowledged the deleted messages. However, the school contends that the texts were not material to the investigation, that Moore cooperated fully with the investigation and even did turn over his phone for imaging. Now, in short, Michigan contends that there is no evidence current or past coaches knew the details of the operation. They also argue that many of the in-person scouting allegations do not support the 6 elements of a completed indirect scouting violation, including lack of witness statements or eyewitness evidence that videos were taken from the stands at many of the games in which Stallions purchased tickets. And all in all, that the NCAA has very little evidence, and a lot of this is just hearsay. Now, according to Chris Ballas of the Wolverine, from what they've gathered, they said that this leak of Michigan's response didn't come from anyone at Michigan, as it may have come from either someone at the NCAA or an affiliate, as it's been on lockdown since former head coach Jim Harbaugh left for the Chargers, and it's been a united front from the top down, from President Santa Ono to AD Ward Manuel and so on. But obviously Michigan is not backing down from the NCAA, and they obviously feel like there is very little to no evidence of wrongdoing, and obviously allegations have to be proved through evidence. It can't be proved through the media or hearsay. You got to present the evidence, and right now the NCAA is really lacking that. The most severe punishments from the NCAA could seek is suspension for Sharon Moore, which would obviously be the biggest one. Also, like scholarship reductions, maybe a fine, but Michigan will fight it if there's no evidence. And also right now there's no evidence anywhere that Sharon had any knowledge, so Michigan would for sure fight for Sharon Moore. But Michigan's also going to be fighting for Harbaugh and others as well, not just Sharon Moore. So they are fully invested in protecting themselves from being convicted without evidence or on violations that are nothing more than minor violations here. Now, one more note on Sharon Moore and the deleted text messages. According to Yahoo, the university notes that none of the texts were specifically about the in-person advanced scouting system, and that many of the text messages were unrelated to any sign stealing, but there were a few that were tied to sign stealing, but none of them where Sharon Moore knew about Connor Stallion's sign stealing operation and all of that, which according to the school, it is perfectly within the rules and is a fairly normal art among college football staffs, as obviously Connor Stallion's was hired by Michigan to protect their signals and their signs, but also Stallions helped with sign stealing, which is perfectly legal. Obviously, the way Connor Stallion's gathered the signs, going to different games in person scouting is illegal, but sign stealing in itself is perfectly fine and legal in college football. Obviously, with communication through the helmet, not really needed anymore. But so let me know what you guys think about all of that. That is an update on Michigan's response to the NCAA, and that's what we got on it right now. Also wanted to mention, how about that win from Michigan basketball, 76-72 over Penn State on Monday. Trey Donaldson going on and a 7-0 individual run to close out the game for the Wolverines, hitting clutch shots for the Wolverines, including a go-ahead 3-point shot, and then also 2 free throws to put the game on ice. Trey Donaldson went off at the end to win it for Michigan. It was a much needed win as the Wolverines now face Rutgers on Saturday. But with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Again, shout out to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Go ahead, check them out at betus.com and check their casinos out. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If you are new around here, I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.